Welcome back to the Ranting and Raving podcast. We're just ranting and raving about everyday life.
Yeah, I'm on my shitty Chrome operating system here when I could be using my ultra high powered Windows. This should not be the problem. Pairing my headphones to this computer should not be the issue in fucking 2022. Now I know Windows just sucks ass. Get Windows. It's so much better than Mac. It's so much better than Mac. Get Windows. Oh, what the shit? But it just decided for some reason that it was going to change the speaker. Like instead of to my headphones, it was like, nah, we're going to make the speaker a fucking microphone. Because that makes sense, right? I am furious over this. That's not the point. The point is, if you advertise to me that I can do it, I want to be able to do it. And if I can't do it, then I'm gonna have some beefs. Throw some money at me, Vulcan, and I won't also shit on your product.
Oh, I don't pay for suits. My suits are on the outs, or the house burns down.
Welcome back to the Red Right Hand Podcast, the show that covers each and every episode of the Peaky Blinders. I'm Josh.
And I'm Smitty Werber Jagerbrand Jensen.
And it's here. It's finally the last episode of season 5.
It's about time, man.
Yeah. It's come a long way.
I was about to say, we want to take
that went really fast.
Yeah, I was like, want to take a second here to look back on the however many episodes.
Take a moment to reflect.
Let's reflect.
How many episodes per season? 6?
Yeah, there's 6 per season. Then we've done what, 3
5.
or no? We've done 4 minisodes so far.
Okay.
So this is the
that's like 34 episodes. Oh,
wait. Wait a second. We've done 4 seasons.
We've done 5
There's
seasons.
6 in each, right? So that's right. Okay, we'll go ahead and say 5. So yeah, it'd be 34. So this would be the 34th episode. 35th episode. Because we've done a mini-sode after every season.
35th.
Be 35th.
Yeah, okay.
This is the 35th episode. Glad we got that out of the way.
Yes. And so, definitely the first few episodes, I think a lot of people were looking for a Peaky Blinder podcast because those are some of our most listened to episodes.
Yeah.
But then obviously a smaller portion of those people were the ones still listening to these later episodes. So if you have checked back in on this episode, make sure you go back and listen to some of those earlier episodes. I'll be honest with you, the first season we were
rough,
trying to work a lot of things out. Yeah, it's a very serious, monotoned recap of each episode.
Plus, if you think about it too, we were sitting at that table behind you, which was in the middle of your room, with 2 microphones, usually sitting on like 3 or 4 stacks of books to try to like get it up to like where we could, not have to lean over all the time. And we were just like staring at each other within like maybe a foot distance between us.
Yeah. Little awkward.
Yeah, a little awkward.
We've been on the remote for a little while now. I wouldn't mind doing it in the same room, but maybe not across the table from each other,
A little closer, you want to? This is about to say, get up close to the camera, because this is probably about as close as we were looking at each other. You got something in your eye there. Yeah. No.
So yeah, the last episode of season 5, we're here. And then we're going to have a few weeks, probably a few more weeks than we had originally thought, until that next season airs. And I don't know, we can talk about some of the stuff that's coming out. from the episodes as they're airing, just some stuff we see or whatever if we want to, but I think most people listening aren't going to be able to watch the episodes until they come out. There is I can't remember what the percentage is, but it's at least maybe 25 to 30% of the listeners are in the UK somewhere.
16%.
So they're 16. Okay, well, I'm going a little high on that, I guess.
You know who's
but
number
those
one?
people are
America,
actually seeing. Yeah, well, according to the
according to Anchor.
according to the
Shout out to the UK.
Yep, to our 16% listenership in the UK.
In the UK, which I have no clue what that would be. Maybe 3 people.
No, that's probably a little low.
A little low. Let's see. There's some. Have you ever looked at me? There's some crazy places that I wouldn't even think people would be listening, like the Maldives.
Yeah,
Hey,
there's
to
so
that
many random
less than
countries on
1%
there.
person that's in the Maldives listening to us, or Kazakhstan, or Kyrgyzstan, or the UAE. Thank you for checking out our podcast. Yeah, it's just crazy. Some of the different places. And then you start to wonder, I wonder how many of those people accidentally clicked play on our deal and it was oh crap, didn't mean to play on that.
No, all intentional.
They came for the Peaky Blinders, they stay for the Josh and Curtis show. That's what it was.
Yeah.
To the few that have stuck around for 5 seasons.
Yeah, to the few that remain. All right, well, let's get into this episode. There's a lot to unpack here. And I know you looked at some of the spoiler stuff to our big whodunit for this episode.
I can't help it.
But yeah, I was still at the end of the episode. I had a couple thoughts. There was a couple moments during the episode where I was like, "Oh, that was the person that betrayed them." But I gave you, I think, most of my guesses for that, and you said no. So
right. Well, and I couldn't tell you who, the one specific person was that gave him away or whatever. But I know the bigger picture, I guess you could say. So I'm not trying to give away too much either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not who I thought it was.
Yeah. So the episode starts out and it's Churchill and Tommy talking. I'm not sure where they're at.
I think they're at Tommy's office.
Okay. And they basically they're kind of the same mind on this issue. That Mosby has to be stopped, that he represents something that's way bigger. And Churchill just gives Tommy his blessing ultimately to just go ahead and do this.
Right.
He talks a little bit about he talks a little bit about their time in France and how this is similar to that. He said, undoubtedly there was a time where I was above the ground and you were below it, below me. And yeah, they're both just going to have to use their positions to stop it from where they're at. Tommy's going to take care of it from behind the scenes and Churchill's going to do his part to sanction it.
Right.
And then Churchill just mentions wanting to come to dinner. That's have a dinner with the Shelbys. He's just, Churchill was really into Bohemian culture, and I think he's just fascinated by, the way they live. And
yeah, he was always intrigued by their family, and right before that, it's funny too because he brought up the past about. He's like, "Did you kill? Were you the one that killed that Irishman that we brought up? About the." He didn't say his name. Yeah, well, he couldn't remember his name. That's why I was saying it the way I am. But yeah, he basically was saying, was it you that shot Campbell? And it's funny too. Tommy's like, no, it wasn't me. That was my aunt. And then that's when he was like, yeah, I got to come up to Birmingham sometime, man, because you guys are just
Yeah.
so interesting.
He's like, I got to meet these people.
Yeah.
So then it's a scene with Arthur, Billy, what's his last name?
Billy Grade.
Grade, that's right. And Finn's there too, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of more of the same. Billy's held up his end of the bargain. He's done what he's supposed to do. And Arthur is just treating him like absolute shit, like he has been. And Finn's kind of starting to stick up for him a little bit at this point. They're making some money together. He likes his company and he doesn't think he's a bad guy. So
Yeah.
he doesn't understand why Arthur just kind of picks on him all the time. It's more than picking on him. It's threats. It's threats to his children.
Well, he's letting him know who's still in control. It's like, you may be sitting here and having the the time of your life with my brother here, but I'm trying to put you back in your place too and let you know that I'm still here and I'm the top dog who can easily bring you down if you betray us, if you do something, step over the line, whatever.
Yeah. What do you think's up with that that call he makes the next time we see him?
I don't know. I mean, like, it's hard to say that it wasn't him who tipped off whoever it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like, it's so tough to say it's not, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, it does kind of seem like, I don't know, it kind of feels like a false flag a little bit,
That's why I
Finn
always
tells
think,
him
but then,
to, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say, but that was one of my first thoughts. I was like, I feel like that would be really obvious though, like that he would want to bust up their plans if he could, like, anonymously.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my prime suspects.
Yeah.
And then it also made me suspect Churchill too, because I don't know, that seemed like he was all in on it, and then I don't know, I'm just suspecting everybody at this point. Like, I feel like it could easily be Michael and Gina and all their crap,
Maybe it was Tommy himself. He's sleepwalking.
Yeah.
He's so delusional that he ended up turning himself in.
Because Gina said they were going to have to take option 2
right,
to basically get Tommy to step down or get rid of them.
Yeah. But we've talked about it in this whole season. There's so many roads that the writers and the directors have paved for this season that, I don't know. There's just so many distractions to like make you look over here, now look over here, now look over here, and it leaves you confused on like who the real enemy is and who really betrayed who, and what I mean.
Yeah.
So they did a really good job of, making you question what the truth is.
Yeah.
And I think we even brought it up before about different parts, is like, is what Tommy is seeing half the time even real, because he's on the opium so much,
Yeah. And I don't remember if I made a note of it, but do we see him using it all in this episode?
Not that I remember.
Okay.
They do. Yeah, I do remember.
I don't see it in my notes, and I've been making a note of it.
Yeah, I don't remember if they did. So that's a good question, though.
So Tommy calls for a family meeting. This is where things start to
spiral.
Start to kind of take a turn in the episode. Yeah, people are not happy with kind of the way things are going. I mean, Arthur and Tommy are really the only ones like hard staying the course right now. I think Charlie is usually, he leans more to the side of, staying out of things, and they've already done really well for themselves. So I think, Charlie's loyal and he'll do what Tommy says to do. But I think he would easily kind of be on the side of let's let this pass on,
Right. Well, and then you got Aberama
Yeah.
being really skeptical about it, until the point where he tells him that Jimmy McCavern's going to be there and you'll be able to take him out if you want to. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've got my attention now.
Yeah. And that's another big thing about this family meeting is this is the first one Aberama is included in because he's been, he and Polly are they married yet or just
I
engaged?
don't think they're married yet. I think they're just engaged.
Okay. And so, yeah, this is the first one that he's kind of brought in on. And Tommy lays everything out for him. I can't remember how much how much does he give them there? Because I know after everybody leaves, they have that other meeting where he tells them what's actually about to happen. But
I don't know, but whatever it was, it's like I think he says this every time they end up splitting money. It's, it's such and such amount of money. This is more than any of us have ever had before. It's like, it's just never going to end, man. It's kind of like the whole, it was just one more job, just one more job. This is our last one, I swear.
Yeah. One more and I'm out.
Yeah. I don't remember the exact amount, but it was a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Johnny
what was his
Dogs
plan?
liked it, that's for sure.
Yeah. What was his plan though? What were they going to do? Was it something with the opium?
Yeah, it was the opium stuff. It was the shipping of it to America.
Okay. Oh yeah, because Michael was going to be in charge of that, and instead he was like, actually, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is when Michael makes his move. He and Gina have a plan and contacts, and I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember how much Michael says it's going to bring in, but it's like millions of dollars every year. And the main part of all this is that he wants to push Tommy and the older generation out.
Right.
He still wants them to collect the money, but he wants to take over, like he wants to be the head of all this and in charge.
Right. Yeah.
And for everybody else to basically just be beneficiaries. And of course, Tommy's not having that.
He wanted to give Tommy a fake name, man. That was so stupid to me when he said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Lord.
Yeah. He's not going to like any of this.
I have found the name of a dead man. Nope. No.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. And he comes pretty close to hitting Michael there. And Michael kind of beats him to the punch and offers him a knife, tells him to cut him. And that's their whole thing, is that they're trying to make this sell. Well, they're not trying to make the sell on it. It's just the hard fact that they're presenting in the end is like the real reason that they can't be a part of this. And he says because the Americans don't want to deal with,
an old-fashioned backstreet ranger gang.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so yeah, and kind of the time of all that stuff is like kind of coming to an end,
Well, but it's crazy to me too because like when he says that though, I mean that makes me think of like what they were in like the first season or two. I mean, you look at them now, it's like they're into so much big business, and on top of that, it's like he's a political guy now. So it's like they're not just some backstreet razor gang anymore.
Well, I think that's just their reputation, you know.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think that's
I'm not saying
Yeah.
that he's wrong by saying. I'm just saying it's just kind of crazy to think about that because that's how I feel that's what he's saying. But yeah, yeah. But I get what you're saying too.
I mean, it's how a lot of people look at them. You know, a lot of people
Right.
look at them even though this is their standing. I mean, Tommy talks about that at one point. He says, no matter what we do, like we'll never look favorable in those people's eyes. They'll always see us as the Razor Gang, you
What
know?
we are, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a huge point for them that like no matter what we try to do to dig ourselves out and how much money we give away and all this, they'll never see us as anything more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was just earlier this season. Might have been last season, but
no, I think it was when they got arrested. I don't remember if it was that exact episode or if it was last season. It was either the end of season 3 or right at the beginning of season 4. Because he's
I think it
talking
was season
about
4.
yeah, because he was talking about people. Yeah, you already said it. Why do I gotta say it again?
And yeah, that's the bottom line here that the Americans won't deal.
Deal or no deal?
So did they go out there right after that to go try to find what's his name?
Barney?
Yeah, Barney.
Well, so in all that tense moment, back and forth between Michael and Tommy, I don't remember who it is. Somebody came running. I don't know if it was Isaiah or something like that. But he's talking about, Barney's bitten through the rope. He's come undone. So he's freaking out. And so, he's telling him, go get him, go get him. And then when they have their second meeting, at the very end there, they say he's got a gun, he's pointed at us, and he's freaking out. And he thinks he's back in the war again. And that's when they go out and they confront him, and Tommy calms them down.
Okay. Yeah, and then once Michael and Gina and I think even Polly are gone, then Tommy explains the new plan. Or the actual plan. He says like the adults plan or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Or no, he said the plan of the generation that actually does the work.
That does the work.
And I think this is where Tommy tells him what's going to happen at the rally, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so he tells him that he's planning on having Buddy shoot
Barney.
Mosley from the balcony. Yep. Who did I say? Mosley?
Buddy? You said Buddy.
Oh, Buddy.
Buddy
What was his
Holly?
name?
Barney.
See,
yeah.
my phone must have like auto-corrected to Buddy because it
Buddy Holly.
Because it totally says Buddy.
That's funny.
I'm just picturing Frankie Muniz, like when he was Buddy Holly and Walk Hard.
Yeah.
Malcolm up there with the rifle.
Right. Take this, you fascist leader.
So Tommy tells him the plan. It's for Barney to take the shot at Mosley at a certain point during the rally. Tommy's also going to have Alfie Solomons send a bunch of guys down there to cause a disturbance so that kind of in the commotion, nobody sees what's going on.
You're saying Alfie Solomons is alive? What?
Yes. I forgot where I was at.
Well, you were
Alfie
talking about
Solomons is sending a bunch of guys
sending
over. Oh,
to,
yeah,
to
and that's when
basically
he
cause a
also tells,
distraction.
yeah, and that's when, like you were saying, he tells Aberama that this will be where he can get his revenge and kill Jimmy McCavin.
Right.
Yeah, it's the only way he really kind of gets him to go along with it. So then they go to deal with Mickey the bartender, which almost seemed unnecessary. Like the scene almost seemed unnecessary. Like you basically could have told me in that episode with the Titanic boys that, I mean, the Titanic boys just ambushed them and tried to get the goods, and I would have been okay with that, you know?
Yeah.
Like the weird, like insider informant. I don't know that I could have done without it all the same. Like it's just,
Let me ask something because I can't remember. Did they kill? It was the first bartender got killed, but they didn't kill him though, did they?
no.
I remember
When
who
did he
killed
get
him.
killed?
I thought he died. Maybe he didn't get killed. I don't know. All I was thinking during this like scene was the fact that it's like they have horrible luck with bartenders and barmaids.
Yeah.
It's like they're always like spies. It's like you don't realize that by now. I mean, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Or
You should probably just
informants or
put somebody
whatever.
back there that you trust.
Like a family member or something. Like seriously.
Yeah. Somebody.
Yeah.
Um,
But anyway, it comes out that he tipped off the Titanic boys about the drugs, and
yeah.
then he tipped off, or he told or no, they got a hold of a guy who was related to the IRA, who basically confessed to them that he planted the bomb on, what was his name? Ben Younger's car.
Yeah. Yeah, because they first figured it out because they had people at the BSA who told them about the calls he was making.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, and they're both just kind of unhinged. Tommy kills him. That's kind of a weird moment for them. Do you think that was like kind of a weird scene?
They both don't want to though. You can tell they're very reluctant. It's like they're fighting
Yeah,
some stuff inside not to do it. But yeah, it's a
and they're
weird
not.
scene
I
for
guess
a
they're not
guy
like
that
killing
like
people as much as they did before. You know,
true.
like
Yeah.
themselves.
Right. Well, and obviously it's like you said, they're coming unhinged. This is 5 seasons worth of them killing people and having to deal with those bodies. Like Arthur said before to Michael, it's like when you kill people, it's like you drag those bodies around with you. They're everywhere. You walk into a room, they're there. You go to the bathroom, they're there. Whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just having to deal with that, and so it's like at a certain point, it's like I'm gonna kill somebody, and then I'm just gonna lose it because I've killed one too many people now.
yeah. I don't know. It just seemed a little out of character for the two of them. Yeah, I feel like usually, okay, a lot of times when the two of them personally kill somebody, it's almost like crime of passion type deal, you know?
Right? Yeah.
Like it's heat of the moment and they're like super either enraged about something or they're fighting for their life, you know?
Got
And
the
this was
adrenaline.
like, yeah, this man was really just a coward, you know, like, and yeah, I don't think they really wanted to, but they had to. So,
Right. Yeah.
um, yeah, I just like the item 5 from Arthur. He's like, "There's an item 5, isn't there, Tom? There's an item 5, right?"
Please
And
say
Tom is
there
just like,
is.
"There is no item 5."
Oh
Uh,
man.
yeah,
That's when he tells her. That's when he tells him to go make sure. That's when I think that's when he says he's going to Margate. And he tells Arthur to go make sure that Polly's still on their side and not Michael's.
Yes, and she
Which is
gets
a
more
very
than a
important.
little upset about that.
Yeah.
You said which is very important?
Yes. Well, to that part of that scene when it's coming up when she talks to Tommy is what I'm saying.
Did Aunt Polly betray them?
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, she did not betray them, man.
Okay, all right.
Everything in the Peaky Blinders is important, man. Every detail. If a chair is not pushed into the table, it's important.
If the chair's not scooted in, Tommy's on morphine.
Exactly.
So Tommy goes to see Alfie. And that's when we find out that Alfie's still alive. I kind of forgot until like most of the way through this scene that we hadn't seen him since that episode where they shoot each other.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Tommy's just there. Yeah. Tommy's just there to get some men from him to kind of stir up things at the rally. He wants Jewish guys to in there at this this fascist rally, to like that's what's going to cause the most stir.
Right. Yeah.
And kind of distraction. Is it Alfie that asked Tommy how long he's going to keep doing this?
Yeah, I think so. I just like the part about he asked about his dog, and then Tommy said something later on about you want your dog back. He's like, no, it's better off if he thinks I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. He asked him if he wanted the dog back as part of the agreement or just like, goodwill or whatever. And he was like, no.
Right. No, I don't want it back.
But I do like the line from Tommy.
He just sits there all day watching ships go by and sometimes shoots at him and birds.
Yeah.
What a life. That's retirement, kids. That's retirement.
That doesn't sound bad. But I did like the line from Tommy where he says that I'll keep going until I find the man that I can't defeat. So then after that, Tommy goes to talk to Polly, and she's more than a little bit upset about Tommy questioning her loyalty. And she hands in her resignation that she's out. She's not gonna be a part of this anymore.
Right. Which is so crazy because every time I see that scene, I always think about when Michael told his mom, it had to be in season 4, I guess, that it's like without her, he's lost. He's not himself. He's, whatever. And so, seeing this with like her leaving, it's like, man, he's already unhinged now. It's like, what's he gonna be like, after that?
Yeah. So I guess we won't see Polly again.
No.
There's supposed to be like I think I read that there's like going to be a funeral scene or something. This is before it even started airing, but there's supposed to be like a gypsy funeral type thing. So yeah, so we'll see. My next note was Tommy thinks about killing himself, and then calls. Do you remember what was going on there?
No, I don't remember that part. What happened?
Oh, I think it was just right there in the office after Polly walks out.
Oh.
So I was looking
okay.
at some notes, but it just like kind of skips over that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Um,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it's like right after Polly walks out, and I can't remember if he like pulls his gun out or if he's like,
Think he had it in his drawer or something like that. Maybe
yeah,
he
that's
opened
it.
up
He
his drawer and
opens
then
the
like
drawer.
slammed it and then yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then somebody calls, but I don't remember what the call was about.
He called over. He calls over to Ada's house at one point during this episode, and then Carl
Oh,
picks up, and then he hangs up on him.
yeah, that was it. Okay, it's a like right after that, like it's a montage of him calling everybody. Like he tries to call Arthur, he tries to call
Oh yeah.
Polly, he tries to call Ada, and nobody's answering. So he's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of like showing how alone he is and how alone he feels.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what kind of gets him super messed up. Like Paulie leaving, he's got the gun there, he's making the calls, and then he goes to see Charlie, and he's pretty shaken up at that point.
This is when he needs answers.
Yeah.
The question that's been on his mind for a long time.
Yeah. Was what happened to his mom.
Like the truth.
Yeah. Because they always said it was that she drowned, that she drowned in the canal. And so Tommy goes to ask him, but this story, I meant to look it up, but who is Charlie in relation to him? He's not his dad's brother, and he's not his real uncle, is he?
Well, I think I thought he said in this story that, or when he's telling this, he basically hinted that he was his dad's brother.
Maybe
that's the way I took it when he was telling the story.
Is that the way it is? Is it Paulie is from his mom's side and Charlie is from his dad's side?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that was kind of like one of the big things about that story was he revealed to Tommy that he was in love with her.
Nobody knew it but him.
Yeah. And I mean, just kind of long story short, there was that, yes, she did drown in the canal, but she, I don't know, she's kind of had like super depressive tendencies,
Yeah. She had a lot of highs and a lot of lows.
Yeah. And eventually she just stepped right off the boat, just walked out into the water. And Charlie had tried to stop her before, but this time, I just don't think anybody was like around or whatever.
I don't think anybody was there. And it sucks because he was the one that had to fish her out.
Yeah. And Tommy really just wants to know, like, yeah, if this is hereditary, if they have, if this is kind of what he's experiencing.
Yeah. And it is, because he says there's other family, like, wasn't it like her grandpa had it or something like that? He died of suicide.
Yeah, I think so.
There were several people in their family,
like
down her line,
that was it,
that died of suicide.
Yeah, it was her dad. So also,
like his worst fears are coming true now.
Yeah.
You're your own greatest enemy.
I don't remember how Tommy manages to pull himself out of that and psych himself up to go do this thing at the rally, but they're all getting ready for the rally, getting Barney into position. And yeah, this is the scene we were talking about earlier where for some reason Finn decides to tell Billy Grade like what is happening.
Even after Arthur
Um,
repeatedly tells him over several episodes not to tell him about family business.
yeah, this is kind of a big one too.
Yeah.
But so that made me wonder about Billy. At the very least, I want to know what phone call he made.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
Hello, Domino's Pizza?
so then we have the rally, and I can't help but think that if they had not waited so ridiculously long to take the shot, that he could have been dead long before
Well, yeah, you know.
any of this started happening.
Yeah, this is
Um,
true.
yeah, but Mosley goes on a fascist rant. Um, Alfie's men show up to cause a distraction. Everybody's in position, and then we get the betrayal. Um, some guys that we don't know. A couple of them take out Aberama. They take out Barney, and then they go for Arthur also.
Mhm.
But Arthur manages to kill the guy that tried to get him.
Is it
But Aberama
crazy?
dies.
Yeah, is it crazy you though that Arthur didn't try to unmask the guy though after he was dead?
Yeah, that was weird.
Maybe he was just in so much shock, and then Johnny Dogs was trying to get him out of there too because the
Yeah,
cops were coming. He didn't want him to be around the dead body. But yeah, poor
it seems
Aberama,
like something
man.
they should figure out though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that was super brutal.
that dude got murdered with a capital M, man.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was like a
that's so
prison
brutal.
shanking.
Yeah, that was terrible, man.
Yeah,
Mm.
pretty rough. And then we're left with the question of who done it at the end of all this.
Who done
You
it?
know, they've been betrayed. Somebody knew exactly what they were doing. The people that they had in place. Um, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to go on. When you saw like what was going on like in the next season, did it make you think, oh, I should have seen that, or was it something you really couldn't have seen?
Um, well, I don't know. Try not to say too much, but it was one of those where it's like I wanted to be like, come on, man, seriously. Like, of all the groups or people or whatever that like we've like names that we've thrown out there, like I didn't even think about, this one. I don't know, man. It's really trying hard not to give it away, but I want to give it away. I want to tell you so badly, man. But I don't know. I
Well, we can talk
like
about it off
it.
here, and if people want to look it up on their own, they can. But
Right. Well, I mean, like, here's the thing about it. After reading it, I was like, oh, and then you start going back to different scenes. You're like, okay, yeah, okay. I somehow totally just overlooked that, or I didn't even take into account for that scene or whatever.
yeah,
So it's crazy.
Ugh.
I know, man. It sucks.
And then did he see Grace like at the end of the episode? I put the
Oh,
last
dude.
note I had was it's so easy, so soft.
That's probably my favorite scene. I mean, it's weird to say because it's like such a dark scene, but like I remember watching that scene for the first time and just like getting chills because like I was like, oh no, you can't end it like that, man. Because like, yeah, he goes, Arthur's freaking out because they go back
Hmm.
back at the rally. They go back to their dressing room or whatever. Arthur's freaking out
Okay. Yep.
because he's like, what's going on? You got to know who this is, who done it, blah blah. And Tommy's freaking out because he doesn't know, and him freaking out is freaking Arthur out so much, and it goes straight into a perfect transition of like the next morning outside the house, and it's Arthur and Tommy, and Arthur keeps telling him, what's going on? You got to talk to me, man, because you're scaring me, and he finally just tells him, I got to take a walk. So I got to get out of here. I got to clear my head. I got to take a walk. And so that's when you start getting kind of that vision of um, Grace in the fog, and then do you notice the horse in the background,
Yes.
which is the horse that he killed in the first episode of this season? But
Yeah.
yeah, would she say? She was basically telling him, just go ahead and kill yourself, man. Which is what she's been saying several times in this season. About coming
Yeah.
home.
She always says it's so easy, it's so soft.
So soft. Yeah. And then you come right over to him and he's like screaming his head off with this gun pointed to his head.
Yeah.
And just credits.
I forgot that that's how the season ended. I thought it ended like at the rally when everything went wrong,
No, that's
but,
like the
I forgot
best
it.
way to end it, man.
Yeah.
Because I just
brutal.
remember like I said, I just remember watching it for the first time and like hitting the credits. I was like, no, there's gotta be more, man. Because like that scene pumped me up. I was like, yeah, there's got to be more episodes,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nope. Now there is.
Soon, depending on where you live.
Yeah. Well, that is how we left season 5, and I'm glad I forgot about that because that was a pretty massive cliffhanger to be holding on to for well over a year. What's it been, like 2 years since the last season?
Yeah, I believe so. It was before the pandemic.
Yeah.
19. Maybe 3 years, actually.
Yeah, just depending, I guess, what time of year. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to tell them what we've got for the next couple weeks?
Well, I think we're going to do an episode on Oswald Mosley. So far in my research, I have not found anything to be true that he did sleep with his wife and his wife's sister and his wife's mother. So hopefully that's not true. We'll find out though.
We can only hope.
We can only hope. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Have you seen that dude in real life though? Like his pictures, like online. No. That dude looks so goofy looking, man. Go look him up sometime. Some of his pictures, he just looks so stupid. Anyway,
I'll save it, and you can just share those.
I'll show you the pictures later. There you go. It's one of those where I looked at, I was like, that dude was supposed to be like the fascist leader. Seriously? Okay.
Yeah, but look at Hitler, man. He also looked ridiculous.
That's true. Anyway, we're gonna do that. We were kind of hoping. I still haven't seen. Of course, Netflix hasn't officially said when their date is, but I'm wondering maybe if they'll give like their own trailer instead of like just like taking the BBC's trailer. So if there is, we'll probably get a reaction to that, right?
Yeah.
And then I think we were talking about doing another like small episode about like what we thought was going to happen in this next season. Of course, that's kind of hard when I'm already reading about this next season.
Yeah, all your predictions will be right.
I got a bold prediction for you here.
How did you know?
I'm magic. Now we'll we at least got those 2 episodes probably. Then we'll just kind of go from there. There may just be some dead weeks in between. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll I don't know. We'll wing it. We'll figure out some stuff. I got that I've got that book you got me. There's some stuff we could probably go through in there, some different like filming stuff that they've done for the different seasons, or
story time with Josh.
Yeah, you're
gonna be like in let me see if I can get a book here. Could be like in like grade school. You're like reading, you're like the teacher's like, okay, now such and such happened. Here, see, everybody see? Okay, yeah. Then we turn the page here. Here it goes. And then what happened was such and such. The end. Do you remember those days?
No, yeah.
Anyway. By the way, Edgar Allan Poe.
I wondered what book that was. All right. Well, we'll definitely be back next week with that Mosley episode.
The
So make
Mosley sex scandal.
sure, yeah, the Mosley sex scandal episode. So make sure you guys are here for that one. Until then, you can follow us over at Red Right Hand PO1. You can follow me at my personal down there at the bottom at Joshua Lynn Gary. And with the arrival of the new PC, we will 100%, 100%. That is my promise to you, my friend, that we will be back on Twitch. We'll probably just be doing a bunch of random stuff, but
With fathead headphones, by the way.
yeah, with fat headphones or with my wired headphones, because I can't do it.
We don't have time for
it.
that. No, wrap it up.
I can't talk about it. All right, well, we'll see you guys next week.
See ya. Where's the stop button?
America, anything in.